Almost like we're going to hell.
Yes, you're all.
I'm not. My grandmother was Catholic and prayed for my soul on the daily. I have like a total out forever.
I don't think
Dad
that's
is
how that
Catholic, but
works.
my mom is a
Yeah,
Wiccan,
like,
so I think that cancels out.
Sure, that's not how it works. But let's go.
It's totally.
You can't just be like,
Brooms and
someone else
Ordas.
or me, so I don't have to worry about it.
I mean, I'm also an absurdist, so I don't give a fuck. There's no hell.
I
Do you
found
know
your
that?
Twitter. I found your LinkedIn. I found.
Can we confirm that?
I found your
No.
soapbox arch. I can't.
Oh,
wait. Is this Brendan? Oh yeah, it is. Okay, there you go. I followed you.
IMDb as well too.
Yeah, that's right.
Also, hello YouTube. This is my face.
You don't? Do you use Twitter? I don't use
I
Twitter.
have a Twitter, but I haven't used a Twitter in like 6 years since I initially made it.
Why do you have a Twitter?
Twitter.
Because it was
a
like,
lot
oh,
of
you need a
companies that
Twitter.
use social media actually ask for a Twitter. That's why I have one.
Yeah.
And you have to
Yeah.
like kind of pseudo like occasionally comment on a few things. I just comment on artists. That's all I do. Have a like.
I should do
have
that.
that.
The fact
And it just looks
that
like I'm
they
active on it.
Require you to have
Well, it's to see your personality, so they can
Basically, yeah.
so they're
There are companies,
they're
they-
profiling you, which is technically against the law.
not here.
Not here.
You have
Here they
anti-discrimination
say
laws,
it's
I'm
full
pretty
right
sure.
for them to check out your social media, which is why you never want to post anything deeply like revealing on social media.
No,
Except that's what
they
everybody on
require
social
you.
media does.
no,
Exactly.
I'm not saying that. The fact that they require you to have one is
Oh, they don't require you to have one. They just like it when you do.
And leaving anything blank on a resume or an
Kind of like
application.
college, where it's like, yeah, sure, you got triple A's in all your classes, but were you social enough?
Like,
Oh, cool.
Oh.
We saw you were part of a jock club and shit like that.
literally nobody cares about that here. Did you get good grades?
Here it's no.
Good.
There was a reason I joined a bunch of clubs when I was in high school and on National Honor Society.
It's
and
so
shit like that.
important here. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
See, I fucked up. I was not like that at all. I was like Mob from Mob Psycho 100. I was just like
You had
Just
psychic
like,
powers and
leave me
didn't make
alone.
any friends?
with minus the psychic powers.
I mean, I would have traded that for psychic powers.
And then
Yeah, I totally.
No one should
That'd
ever
be
let me
great.
have psychic powers.
psychic powers would be actually kind of terrible in a way.
It depends on what kind of psychic we're talking about.
I think that's kind of like one of the themes of the show, though, is like Mob doesn't really like that his psychic powers make him different from other people, which is why he tries avoiding using them around normal people.
All
There
right,
we
where
go.
were we?
Oh yeah. So let's get started.
Let's actually get started. Now that we've
Apparently,
talked about it.
everybody is drinking a potion, and you are on the upper path now of the canyon. So, while you can see the entire map and everything on it walking on these upper paths, be forewarned, if you get knocked over a cliff,
You will die.
you fall down. And
So we can
falling
see-
down hurts.
So we can see these guys down below, right? In all these different sections.
Yeah, you can see them. They're just shambling around.
What was that?
Shambling. Like, can you define what their movements are? Can we differentiate if they're bandits or not from this far away?
They look sort of bandity. They are wearing similar clothing to the unfortunate mooks you decimated our last session. However, they're looking a little worse for wear. A little cold would be an apt description. In fact, you notice as you reach this area that the temperature has dropped significantly, and you can see just a short ways to the north of you, snowflakes are falling.
Hang on a second.
Okay.
Well, Katsuo strides out into the clearing of the cliff that they are on from their adventure in the other side of the cliffs.
Descriptive.
And yes, it took me a moment to remember that we were not in tunnels because I was so used to seeing darkness everywhere.
Darkness imprisoning you.
What was that?
Yes, I was talking about what Katsuo is doing. He
Oh.
looks like an Oni striding down from the mountains with how disheveled and bloodied and burnt he is, hair frazzled and unkempt all around him. And he takes a quick glance around. All right. We have a moment to stop and think. So, let us plan things together.
Hachisuka was distracted looking around to see what kind of animals were up on the top of these high cliff faces.
I'm also going to check around.
Mostly it's cold. You don't, like, up above you a short ways, you can see birds in the distance. But for the most part, it's just the bandits, probably the noise, and the cold keeps a lot of general animal life away. There's no mountain goats. There's no random puma.
We're not in the forest anymore, are we?
No, you are out of the forest.
Damn. I'll lose my advantage on nature and survival checks.
Don't throw us away. Well, Katsuo looks around.
I'm bad at nature, apparently.
All right. It would appear that if we were to go in a northwesterly direction, we can avoid some of the other locations and make it for the most efficient path forward.
Well, my lord, are there any ledges overlooking these bandit camps, as it were?
I can see a number of them from here, yes.
Well,
Before you ask, no, we're not going to fight them if we can. I think we have done enough of that.
if we cannot pass and there is a ledge over top their camp, we may be able to collapse on top of them.
Yes, but that could also bring down the rest of the mountains on us as well. Assuming you can control your capabilities, then perhaps it would be good to drop the mountain on them.
'Tis merely an option I thought I would suggest.
Duly noted. Hachisuka, Hideaki, advise.
You could say it nicely. I do believe that just sticking quiet is actually the best thing. However, you're not exactly quiet, so we might be forced to use Shido's idea.
That's self.
Would you advise then that we take the first strike anyway?
No. I can, if we form a small pact, I can create an illusion that at least lets us look like, oh, I don't know, a rock, and if they start looking our way, we can just stop moving.
What spell is
What
that?
would you need for that?
Minor illusion.
That's not a minor illusion.
Yes, it is. 10 foot.
Covering all of us is more than 10 foot.
Not
It's
all
gonna-
of us. Covering a side of us.
You're still covering everybody.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Yeah. You guys take up more than that amount of space.
Like, no. Like, if we're going along, like, these edges here, which we would be, to
Mhm.
get past them,
What
all
he's-
we would need to do
I
is
think
have
what he's
a
saying is
singular
he's gonna create
side.
a single two-dimensional.
Correct.
Mhm.
A two-dimensional rock.
So basically, it's the equivalent of like taking
No,
a cardboard
like a
tree.
Yeah,
Yep.
literally. Except it actually looks real.
I see what you're getting at. So basically, you make an illusionary rock on the sides, and we'd all huddle behind it and slowly make our way up past.
That sounds very.
This is ultimately up to Cam, though, whether or not this actually is acceptable.
That's
Uh,
it's the spell.
yeah, that's nice. However, people see things in 3 dimensions, and you're basically holding up a prop. While I'll let you have a very nice advantage on stealth rolls, you'll still make noise, and it's a moving rock, Tynos. You know it doesn't usually move randomly?
Yes, yeah, I know that. And it's not technically two-dimensional. You can't create
your object needs to be no
object.
larger than a 5-foot cube, and it has no other sensory effects. I'm looking up your spell.
I have 10 foot written down.
It's
I thought.
5 foot.
Well, I guess we could all crouch.
Just roll into a ball and huddle.
I mean, and again,
Like-
people can very easily identify this as an illusion, so it doesn't seem like the greatest plan.
Well, no, they have to literally think of it as an illusion. So the only way you get to make a check like that is that if
a
you
creature
think that's
uses
an
its
illusion.
action to examine the sound or image,
Correct.
you just need to make an intelligence check against
You're
yourself.
right. However, they have to think it's something up with it. I mean, it's not like if they hear something, they have
It's
to
a moving
examine
rock,
it.
Tynos!
That's suspicious
If
as
you
fuck.
stop quick,
And,
If-
It only
Okay.
moves.
these
It only moves
Okay.
when they're not looking.
Yeah, you couldn't move.
the illusion can't
if
move
they start
itself.
looking that way, yes. If you cast it on something, though, you
Although,
can't.
wouldn't they like? How dumb do you think these guys are? They'd be like, "Oh, that rock is not in the
It
same
was
place
not
it
there
was."
before. Yeah, no,
when we looked-
this
So
is-
basically, we'd be running off of the logic of Metal Gear Solid Snake in the magic box.
Yes.
You're
Which
you're walking
people
in
can
an
be stupid.
entire.
What's
We're
with the
walking
box?
in an entire freaking area of rocks, and as a bandit that usually doesn't look at their surroundings unless they're a smart bandit, which would be fine.
What's with the box?
It'd
What's
be
in the box?
What's in the box?
like the rock is slightly to the left. Like, I doubt people who are camping around campfires are really going to notice that. However, you are right with the 5 foot. I just looked it up myself. I apologize about that.
And you also can't cast this on an object.
There's nothing about that.
You can create a sound or image of an object within range. You can't move this if it's attached to an object.
Where does it say that? I am on the 5e
You
spell
have to
list
be
for
within
right
a
now.
30 feet range and it doesn't move.
Side note: shout out to my boy Archivan.
Yeah.
Hey, has there been any word on when
It
they're gonna
doesn't
release
move.
Classic? Or no?
No
But
idea
if
about class.
you moved it, that's
No,
oh,
there's
you
literally
can't pick it up.
clarification.
No, yeah,
later on.
I see that now.
You have
I see it now
you
in the
want the stat
expanded.
itself. It doesn't move. You would have to cast this every time we stop.
Which would be hilarious.
I mean, that would be cool, but yeah. Minor Illusions is not that good.
Can he cast it with a higher level spell slot?
I don't know if that
Doesn't
improves
matter.
effects.
You need to have Major Illusion for that.
Yeah.
Major Illusion's a different case.
I was mostly just joking. I'm sorry.
Physical interactions. Yeah, physical interaction technically reveals it.
Yeah, it's
Still don't see
it's
the part about.
clarified later on if you look down in the comments.
I'm looking. I just don't see where it can't like the 30-foot range. I see.
It doesn't move with you. Is what it can only be cast on in an area, and it can't be anchored to an object unless you have the ability to modify spells.
I just didn't see that part. I still don't, but I'll trust you, I suppose.
It's a minor illusion, not major illusion.
I know, and I'm looking at it. I just don't. There's no.
It's more that major illusion clarifies that it will move with a target, so it implies that minor does not.
Technically, silent image works the same way in that regard.
Anyway, moving on.
I just don't know where that is. But okay.
Indeed.
Moving on.
I'll avoid whatever I said then.
I suppose there's nothing left doing it. Hideaki, can you clean me off?
Clean me off.
Young lord, I'm sure that you're old enough to take care of your own hygiene.
I mean, create water.
Very well, but you will have to administer it yourself.
That is fine.
Okay,
I'd
so-
rather not be covered in the entrails of my opponents.
I don't think I actually have a spell for conjuring water, so can we just say that
It's just a thing you can probably do as
Yeah,
Spirit.
Yeah.
as a spirit, river
You just
spirit.
sort of like, bleh, water.
Okay.
Spew your water on me, my dude.
I will unleash a golden shower upon you.
Yes.
Sunzips.
That's a little different. And
Bathe
once
me
again,
in your
I
golden
thought we had
rain.
a talk about this, young man.
Did
What's
we?
wrong with golden showers? I love gold. It's my favorite color.
Archie, you're grounded.
Hey, if Donald Trump can have a golden toilet, I can have a golden shower.
You could absolutely have a golden shower. It won't even cost you anything.
Awesome, really?
Yeah, just
Accept your dignity.
go out into the street and ask someone for one. They'll give it to you.
Oh boy.
Obviously, I'm joking, and that wasn't in character. So yeah, conjured water. Water has been conjured.
Archie, you're grounded.
Well, Katsu's going to. I assume the water's like dropped on him, or is it like in a bowl in the
Probably just
ground?
floating.
Let's just assume that I have the ability to, like, I don't know, manipulate it in the air a little bit.
Probably not for combat purposes, but as a flavor thing.
Yeah, no, I can't materialize it into a weaponized form.
Until you cast your staff spell anyway,
Mm-hmm.
which is neat.
I mean, you know what? Yeah, forget it. I'll just blast you with a shower. I'll shower you down, man.
Just shower me down. Thank you.
I'll spray you down like a
Like a fire
dog
hose.
that's
Yeah.
out in the dirt. Quietly, though. We don't want to draw attention to ourselves.
Indeed. So don't like geyser it.
Should I roll for that?
Oh my god.
Roll for
I'm just,
geyser.
I'm just asking.
Roll for Geyser. You know, I have a feeling you can Geyser.
Okay.
Geyser me too hard.
I believe in your ability to
Properly shower people or hose
Yes.
them down.
mhm.
Okay.
It was his side job at the temple.
Yes.
Give people baths.
Yeah, the dirty homeless people would come to the
He just
To the-
shower us down.
to the shrine. They're like, man, they'd be like, Hideaki, get this dude out of here. And then I just blast them with like a fire hose.
Alright, so.
I think we may have killed Cam.
Are we clean?
It's okay. You're clean.
I don't know if we're cleaning out or not.
You're so oh my god, you're so clean. You're beautiful again, and somehow even your hair is restyled. No one can explain why.
Perfect.
You're just utterly majestic.
I think we broke Cam, but I'll take it.
That's my profession, actually, is I'm a hairstylist. Can we just make that?
His hobby.
Yes.
I'm kidding.
Who do you think does she knows?
He has much practice. It's like he'd be using a bonsai tree, except he does it with hair.
Oh my god.
That has to be in character now. I'm sorry, but it's too amusing not to be.
So Katsuo is blasted by a torrent of water, and thankfully it cleans him up really well. His armor's all nice and shiny with a nice sheen about it from the residual droplets, and his hair is nice and flat again, unruffled and unsullied. You are very good at this, Hideaki. I thank you. How did you get so good?
I've had many years of experience, but
Okay.
and then the Hideaki died from laughter.
Yep.
And that's how Hideaki killed God.
Yep.
Okay, so where do we go from here?
Where do you want to go,
I don't think there's
Mr.
many-
Charge Through?
Well, I don't think there's many other routes to take, so I guess they would make their way down the road now that they're somewhat clean. Katsuo's not really a man to say, let's take a rest now, because he thinks they've dilly-dallied long enough at this point. They've had Shino run off on her own. They've had Hachisuka run off on his own.
Jeez.
Got far enough to get yourself kidnapped. So yeah, Katsuo would be going, well, the only way he could go.
Straightforward.
Straightforward. Come along then, everyone. Let's get this show on the road.
Oop.
You
There
forgot
we go.
Hideaki.
Yeah, sorry. My screen was blocked for a second. Oop, there we go.
And then continuing the move onward, because they saw the guys in the right direction, yes?
Yeah. Yeah,
We're heading
you
down
could see them.
not up. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Katsuo is going to wisely go this way.
Well, you're heading sort of flat
Sort
with a
of
slight
flat.
down. Yeah, you're staying on level, and then you're aiming towards the pass at the back, which will have the decline.
okay.
Alrighty. We'll continue to keep on going this way until Katsuo gets right about
Gone the
here.
wrong way.
Oh, there you are.
Hideaki has gone the wrong way.
He got lost. He saw some.
I'm about to pull a Shino. I was like, oh, those guys got some nice hair.
And
Actually,
Katsuo's like, oh my god.
I have to go style it right now.
Yeah.
Katsuo would have an aneurysm.
I gotta go see.
Uh,
And then how close would they get before the bandits would see them? Or where there would be like a cliff overhead?
Pretty close. You'll need to. Oops. You'll need to be. Yeah. You won't need to roll an attempt at stealth till you're about. Come on, Ping. There.
Hmm.
Okay.
is that just him or all of us?
All of us.
That's like for everybody.
Oh man,
Okay.
but we're not even wearing armor. We're not noisy.
It's
All right.
You tripped on a root twice.
I did. It's true. Apparently, I'm very clumsy.
I mean, priest robes are very heavy and very cumbersome.
So we rolling for stealth right now or not yet?
We haven't decided what to do yet. I think he's paused at the narrow entranceway to this passage.
Oh, okay.
This Hachisuka, or Katsuo motioned to Hachisuka and Shino and be like, we are coming across the next group. I want you to see if you can sneak by, and if not, then bring down the mountain on them.
Very well.
I shall go first, Shino, just in case they are very eyeful.
A moment.
You
How skillful is that hand of yours at manipulating magic?
reasonably.
I may need your assistance if we're going to do this quietly.
I can do my best. What do you plan to do?
To make this look environmental, shall we say. Which is that illusion spell you mentioned. Oh, you didn't mention that, did you? Do you know any ways to mimic certain actions that may not
Can
have
do
happened?
Minor things here and there. Mostly voice and maybe a painting of some sort.
A sound may work.
Sound I can do.
Perhaps cracking rocks before we begin.
How loud? I would still need to be in a decently close range of them.
I will need to be reasonably close myself to begin this particular remodeling of the mountain. Is that Hideaki clearing his voice, or you?
No, it's just me.
Okay. Say within 30 feet of our target, perhaps?
That is about right.
Is there any nearby ledges that we may drop rocks from?
Roll perception.
Okay, we're both looking around.
Okay. As you look around,
I see rocks.
Hachisuka sees some rocks, but he's not sure if they're actually good for this. He's not very good at this
Of
determining.
course, he's a slightly bigger rock.
Of course, he's a slightly bigger rock. Core, actually, I'm gonna let you roll that with advantage because I mean you are
Made of rocks.
made of rocks.
Okay, I'll do another roll. See which one is higher. I forgot, yeah, if you want to apply my nature thing to, actual rocks, that's good too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're a rock
I
spirit.
thought she was a tree.
It's Earth.
Earth and plants, yes.
Earth is not plants.
In classic mythology, yes it is.
Yeah.
Even in Japanese mythology?
Yes.
I thought that would be wood.
Wood comes from plants.
Come from the earth.
Wood comes from plants, which is a nature thing. It's nature.
Apparently I still
You see
okay.
smaller rocks.
You're not very good. You have an idea that there is a ledge here and a ledge here, but you're far enough away you can't tell which would be the better one to attempt to drop on them. Because you can't see how high they are and you're not sure what walkway, like if it'll collapse a walkway or something.
Okay. Not quite sure which target may be best. Are you skillful at determining geology, my lord? She asked Katsuo.
Geology.
The formation of rocks, yes.
Would Katsuo know? Well,
He'd have some idea, but probably not a huge one.
I have a general sense of geographic formations, yes. Mostly when it refers to tactical
Well, this
acumen.
is very similar. Which rock face do you believe would be best to collapse upon our unaware foes? Because what is decision making when you have a guy to do it for you?
In this instance, I would recommend the right. If only because if we were to break the left, it might block our own path forward. The right is a dead end, so even if it were to crumble apart and impede our path, it would be nothing.
For sound tactics, I agree.
Katsuo just sort of grunts in acknowledgement. He's very eager to get going.
Okay. Shall we begin, Master Hachisuka?
Let's just start our way to sneak. Sneak.
Hang on.
Sneak.
Sneak. Yes, we get you. Oh, hey. I get stealth advantages, too.
I don't.
No, you don't.
Just have to roll my good stealth, but I'm good at it. So. Oh.
I think we're stealthy.
Oh my God.
You are both very stealthy.
Good lord, you are invisible.
Ninja.
Just a leaf on the wind, man.
A pebble on the path. My father was a rolling stone.
Okay, we are in range, I believe. Just.
Kim,
Mm-hmm.
any of these people look interesting at all? Or are they pretty much just bandits?
Their main interest would be the fact that they look like they're sort of partially frozen over but still going.
That's weird. Can I do an Arcana check right here, real quick?
Yeah.
Cool.
18.
These people have any freaky stuff going on?
There is definitely something weird. They are sort of saturated in what feels like something similar to your two spirit folk.
You may want to mention this. Quiet.
Hachisuka turned back, and since he is a ninja, he speaks in the most silent voice ever. I am detecting that these beings have either been conscripted or controlled by a nearby spirit.
That
spirit.
is worrying. You're too far away to hear this, Tanos.
Oh, okay.
We're over here now.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was like a stage whisper, like, I think they're possessed!
No,
Something
we're
like
trying
that.
to be actually quiet, you know. Mutters to herself and went, I'll see if I can perhaps detect the presence of any spirits nearby besides myself and Hideaki. With that, she pulls out a very odd mask from her robes and puts it over her face. It's shaped like a wolf. And then
She's secretly a furry.
no.
Disband this party.
This is funny.
I like the pause there.
Okay. Do I detect any nearby spirits?
Not nearby, no. Whatever has done this to them is definitely pretty far away. It's something that seems to linger on them rather than having been recently casted. It's pretty old.
Whatever spirit they came across, it was some time ago, my lord. There's no nearby presences besides myself and Hideaki.
Hachisuka looked at her. Is there a way for you or Hideaki to mask ourselves akin to their presence?
Perhaps, though I would need some materials.
I do have an entire kit of the materials from the temple. Not sure if those would be suitable in any way.
Not quite suitable. We would need, shall we say, some parts of opposite nature to myself and Hideaki. I don't believe that the temple routinely stocks the entrails of certain demonic entities.
Fair. Alright, let's just get to the plan then. I suppose that's pretty much all we can do.
Indeed. She takes off the mask and slips it back into her robe.
Just tell me when you're ready. We can do that at will.
Well, give me a moment to prepare and we shall begin. And she closes her eyes and begins attempting to break this rock with a very, very loud sound after a moment.
And precision! Don't forget precision!
Yes, I'm using the little thingies to make it basically a line of earth to shatter the whole rock face down on the march. Relax.
Precision.
You made me skeptical with every single time you've AoE'd me into a putty.
It's not bad.
Nope, it's not bad at all.
Don't think rocks get constitution saves.
They don't, so... and which specific one were you aiming for again?
This one. I need to do the pingy thing. It's on a ruler. Hang on.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. You strike the rocks pretty solidly. You hear the crumble and crackle of the ledge as it begins to collapse, and solidly falls on. Let's do some dex saves.
I mean, this is very loud, so they probably have a chance to dodge.
Yeah.
Unless they're frozen over and stupid and possessed.
Well, that was pretty pathetic.
Take it you're just using my spell DC.
Yeah.
That guy misses too.
Oh Jesus!
Well then,
You just dropped the mountain on him.
except that guy.
I can hear
so
the ecstasy in Cam's voice that they didn't get wiped out in one move.
Okay.
Survived. I think
2 guys survive. However, let's see. The only 2 that survive, though, this guy dodges, and this guy dodges away, and these 3 are crushed beneath, are smushed down beneath the rock. Let's find an appropriate.
that's appropriate. Broken rocks.
Yep.
Nice.
There.
Are they dead?
You don't know. They're buried under rocks.
Yeah, they're buried under rocks. You can't be sure, but these 2 guys are definitely sort of on their guard up, examining the rocks, and they sort of shamble over to try and examine and see if they can get their buddies out of the rocks.
Can Hideaki and Katsuo see this?
Yes, I think so. Well, maybe Katsuo.
Katsuo would wait patiently to see if Hachisuka would give the okay signal to sneak by.
Roll me perception, because now you have a big pile of rocks blocking your view, so I'm not sure Katsuo and Hideaki can see this part.
Alrighty.
Perceive things.
Perceive.
15!
Oh yeah, no. You notice them get the heck out of the way and then walk back and start trying to dig their friends free of being crushed to death under rocks.
Do they seem like they're distracted enough that we could sneak by?
Probably. Yeah, they're digging their friends free from a bunch of rocks. So
I'm gonna use my sneaky to keep moving then, and
Okay.
basically summon the 2 up to our position.
Keep going.
yeah, your stealth rolls are good to keep going, and I will give Hideaki and Katsuo an advantage on their sneakies.
Awesome. Then Katsuo would turn to Hideaki and sort of tilt his head and motion silently for him to follow, as he makes his way along the side of the mountain to try and sneak by as well.
Hideaki nods in return.
Do I need to do another one here because the 2 new ones came?
Do we need to roll stealth
You do.
right now?
Both of you.
For our...
With
Yep.
advantage.
We do?
Yeah, with advantage, yeah. You and Katsuo do.
Okay. With advantage?
I crit.
Yes.
Well, Katsuo is somehow super sneaky. All it
Oh,
took was
so did
being
Hideaki.
watched off. Yeah, and Hideaki is like the flow of water sliding past. Yeah, no. So you guys can keep sneaking.
Like water on a hot skillet, I am unheard.
Yeah, you can slip by, and apparently these 2 semi-frozen goons are also not paying very good attention. And I will let you continue on for the moment.
Cool.
Stealth and subterfuge.
Alright, what is
Subterfuge.
this path? This path having any interest on it?
No, it's pretty empty. In fact, something that is sort of curious is you don't see those mirrors that you found down on the lower paths of the canyons.
Weird. Okay. Hideaki, coming.
Yep. As soon as I can get this mouse to...
Do things.
There we go. Sometimes when I right click, like, I don't know, like the map clings to my mouse. I guess would be the best way to describe it. Like, even after I release the click, it just, like, keeps getting dragged along.
Oh, lovely.
Do you want us to do another roll here, Cam?
Yes. For here, I do want you to do another roll.
More
And you can either
stealth.
more stealth, or you can perception to see if there's more random stuff to kill them.
Let's perception.
Rolls.
I'm perception.
My perception is better than my stealth.
Oh, and that. Let's see. Your perception's pretty good, so you may want to point this out to, your party members.
Yep. As you look around, Archie, you notice that there is, in fact, another fairly sizable ledge right here that you could drop onto these two goons if you are lucky. Hachisuka, though, as you move forward, you do sort of kick a few rocks, and you make a wee bit of noise.
Fuck.
Oh no.
We'll see.
What is
Base-
there?
I don't know what their base perception is.
It's not amazing. They're not exactly on edge, but they do start looking around.
They probably did hear rock
If-
fall earlier, so they're probably a little suspicious.
They're a little suspicious, and it's one of those. You don't quite have the beep noise of a guard with an exclamation point on their head,
It's more the
but
question mark.
they do have.
What was
Yeah,
that? noise?
it's a question mark. They slowly begin, wandering to sort of see what's going on down here.
You may want to point this
But-
out fast, Kessel.
But they are on alert.
Alert!
They are alert. Quick,
Alert.
Drop the mountain on them.
Where? She whispers back.
Drop the fucking mountain.
Behind them.
Here?
Or alternatively, slide them off.
I could attempt
Yes.
to knock them off, but I may hit the mountain at the same time, so I don't know how well that will work, my lord.
You're right. We don't want to block our path. We will have to meet with them directly.
I still may be able to simply drop some stones that we can pass over onto them. That will take some care.
Actually, Hideaki, can you not just blast them with water off the side? That would perhaps be more prudent than breaking the mountain itself.
Power wash them over the side.
Pretty much.
I don't actually have a spell to do that, so
Yeah, he can only use water not offensively, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
What if he's cleaning them? Technically,
Won't
pushing
move.
is not offensive.
It won't move.
I mean, I guess I could use. Let me see. What's this do? No, Ice Blast just. All that does is freeze them.
They're already kind of.
Maybe I could hit them with Cobra's Breath, and in the shock of having their eyes blasted with venom, they could run off the side of the
Thumb
mountain.
themselves off.
Oh god.
But I don't think we'd be allowed to do that.
I mean, if you want to try it,
I think he more thinks it probably wouldn't work.
I am willing to let you try anything to make them.
T, blast them with Cobra's Breath?
Yeah.
Alright. Do I still have my stealth? Or do I need to reroll?
We have to roll.
No, you've still got your stealth. Your stealth is
Oh.
good. Or no, this is a new stealth. I'm sorry. I thought this was your second stealth. You do need a second stealth.
Okay.
Because they're on question mark.
Do I still have advantage or no?
No, because they're on question mark.
Oh, right. Okay. Well,
Still good.
still good?
Yep, you're still stealthy. You flow like raindrops down the hill.
Love that analogy.
Like raindrops down a cliff.
Master Hachizuka, can you project the image of a serpent nearby?
A statue, possibly, darkened, maybe. Animating things is difficult. However, remember these people may not respond to it at all.
It's still worth the risk. Perhaps just have it striking, then disappear, as if it vanished into the earth.
Yes, I can try that.
Alright, I'll take a shot with Cobra's Breath.
I will, then with
Upon-
Hideaki's aid,
Upon your cue.
I will summon it right here so they're at least looking the other way. and it will just be a very large cobra statue, taxidermy thing. I don't know, something like that.
Taxidermy.
Technically, it's
Taxidermied
allowed.
cobra. Oh my god.
The bandits are like, look out! There's this serpent
A
snake
stuffed snake.
taxidermy thing. I don't know.
Sneaky, sneaky snake.
Not really
Watcha-
sure what it is, but it's there.
Watch out for that snake.
Snake.
Snake. So cast your spell, I guess.
Alright, I casted
Alright.
it.
All right, and I guess I'll cast Cobra's Breath now.
Alrighty. Okay.
So they got to make a
They-
DC of 13 at
Constitution.
least.
Probably Dex if you're trying to knock them off.
Yeah.
Don't they need to do the Constitution save first?
To not get poisoned, yeah. But I don't think he's actually trying to poison them.
Well,
one of them
the poison
failed it
is
anyway.
poisonous regardless.
His eyes are acid.
His eyes
Ew.
are acid too.
Got him.
Everybody's eyes are acid. Now they're going to scream, sort of in a gargly fashion, and start stumbling towards the cobra thing. Let's see if they fall off of a mountain.
That guy
One
does.
of them did. Oh god.
That guy doesn't.
Ta-da! While one of them blunders, blind swinging at this cobra thing, he plummets down the side of the cliff. With a little...
The funny thing is, I feel like his fist just went straight through it because that's what happens. He just went
Yep.
flying.
I feel like
But
the
he can
Wilhelm
do it.
scream is appropriate here.
Plunk. Yep. The other guy,
Once again,
oops,
someone-
got resized by accident.
Has not fallen off the edge.
He is not. He can't see anything, and he's
Did
trying
he-
to hit
Did
the.
he take that damage, or were you gonna ignore the damage?
No, he takes the damage.
Okay. Yay!
Is he dead?
No.
No, he took 10 damage, which is a good amount, but he's
Yeah.
probably still alive.
But I mean, the guy that fell off the cliff. I'm assuming he's.
Oh yeah, he's dead.
You can't see him. He might be dead. He might not be. He's out
Either
of
way,
your
he's not a
view.
problem anymore.
Yeah.
For the sake of our progress, he's dead. He's not coming back. And even if he did, he'd probably just think it was the snake statue.
Can I? This guy's blind, right? Can I-
Yeah, he is totally blind.
Can I just run up and push him?
That's probably a strength check, but yeah.
Yeah.
Or Dex trip?
If you're gonna try Dex.
Yeah. You could try and trip
Wow,
him.
you are a bully.
I trip
You
you.
are. You're such a bully.
I trip you, and I trip
Bully.
you.
Make a Dex save against mine.
What's his actual natural?
I had a disadvantage probably too.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Bye.
Oh god. You trip this poor man and he stumbles to the ground. He's at least fallen down. I don't know if were you trying to like
Yes, I
shove
was-
and
I
trip at
was
the same
trying-
time?
I was trying to like
come boot this man
sweep
off the
his
mountain.
legs down.
Katsuo,
Sweep his
come
legs down.
kick this fallen man over. Oh my god.
Katsuo runs
This
over
is
and
Sparta.
Katsuo just sort of casually walks over, stomping all the while, and then just punts him off the side.
Oh my god. Roll me strength, you terrible bullies.
I don't think he can.
23!
Oh god.
That is
Yeah.
a football.
Wow.
The guy goes flying for a while.
You send him flying. He almost manages to. He gets about halfway over this crevasse, and then he tumbles, not even managing to scream, just with a quiet, unhappy whimper as you bully the shit out of this
Poor
eye
bandits.
poisoned man.
Oh, that's done. Katsuo's like, good job. Moving on. And he proceeds to go back down the path.
Because what is doing combat when you can avoid it entirely?
Exactly. We're using tactics. This is war strategy.
this because war strategy involves poisoning people's eyeballs and dropping mountains on them.
And punting them over the sides of said mountains.
We do what we have to get the job done.
It's efficiency. It is efficiency.
Yeah, I mean, this is technically the lesser path. We could have just tried to kill everyone deliberately. We're trying to avoid that.
That's not Katsuo's goal. Katsuo's goal is to get through.
We have done so, it appears.
And so we don't know if there's more to this map.
We don't. We'll find out. Whoops, wrong.
And also, aren't the Kageyori kind of bullies in this setting anyway, Cam?
Yeah, a little bit.
We're just staying to character, it's fine.
Yep.
Though I'm perhaps a little bit too fond of dropping mountains on people.
You know.
Well then, shall we continue going?
Thanos die.
Yep.
Sorry.
I mean, have any of us even taken damage since this session started? I think we're doing pretty
No.
good.
Yeah.
We're still carrying damage.
We're doing pretty swell here, guys.
We are doing great.
One thing we haven't done, though, is dex saves for us.
Yep.
We've been pretty careful not to have to do that.
Don't give her ideas.
That was the idea.
It's too late.
It's all good. Just keep going.
Is this the exit right here on the left?
It is an exit.
Well, that's the way that Katsuo's going, because to his knowledge, they were moving north. So that is the northest north they can possibly north.
I look at the map.
There's a couple exits, so...
That's why I'm looking at the map.
What does... The map doesn't actually detail the past, does it?
Nope. Not at this point.
No.
Time to get lost.
Can I do a... There's no geography in this one.
Nope.
It's nature, technically, yeah?
Yep, but it won't tell you where to go.
Nature survival, yeah.
No worries.
Survival's not... Oh, yeah, it is. So nature survival's fine. I'll do nature. Oh. Well then.
Well then,
Whoops.
I'm not sure if it would tell you exactly where you need to go, but you do know that a way down the pass is in fact this exit. Like it is a roundabout way probably to get where you want to go based on looking at the map and looking at the geography and examining where the sun is and in the sky.
So this way is just the quicker way, man, pretty much.
It might not be the quicker way, but it's a way.
Cool. This way seems, judging by how the rocks formed and the sun is shining, this seems to be the correct way. At least, most likely.
Then let us continue.
Alrighty.
I would prefer to make for the village as quickly as possible. We have wasted far too much time.
You're just pushy.
Yes. Onwards to glory.
Let me put you on the right spot.
Oh god, we're on the ocean floor.
You're not on the ocean floor. It's icy.
Oh. I thought it looked like coral.
They're trees.
Coral?
Coral.
Coral.
Oh my god.
Coral.
Man, that show has really gone to shit, in my opinion.
I haven't seen any of the new seasons yet, except for season 6 with Negan.
You wouldn't be missing much. Oh, the new season?
Not the new one. I think that's season 8.
That would be the new one, yeah. I think.
I've only seen season
With Negan?
7. The new one with Negan when he was first introduced.
Look at all the frozen
Okay.
rivers and no stuff. Oh, it's pretty.
We're getting closer to north. Katsuo
Yes.
is so happy.
He's so
And
tickled.
Hachisuka's trigger might be up here, which would be bad.
Bow, bow.
Oh,
I wonder
no.
if Cam actually put that in after remembering what I said.
Is it
Eh.
snow?
No, it's a.
She
a
probably
certain-
made a note of it.
A certain enemy,
A snowman.
of course. No, those are fine. There's another type of demon that's worse, much worse.
It's okay, we got fire spirits, guys.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh no, you traitor.
What are we seeing, Kem?
You are seeing the cold as you walk down your path. You slide down next to some trees. There is an unnatural sort of blizzard, and you discover that your little fire spirits seem to diminish in size significantly. The
They're no longer
will-o'-the-wisps,
suited for combat.
the will-o'-the-wisps are having a very difficult time holding their form.
As the little wisp shrinks, Shino's going to slide it into her sleeve and out of the cold. Probably setting it on fire, but hey. Gotta protect your little buddy.
Protect the buddy.
Katsu just sort of turns and looks. Is everything all right with your spirit companions?
Well, mine is partially fueled by my lantern spell, so I guess as long as I am conscious, it's okay.
It probably still shrinks, but yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I just mean
It's a
not
wee bit
it probably won't-
smaller, but
It's probably not gonna like diminish, but I'm guessing that means that they're not combat acceptable anymore.
their combat skills have greatly diminished. They're having a tough time. It's very oddly cold, and the cold is not a very natural cold.
Okay. Well, guys, I guess we're back to doing things up for ourselves. But on the plus side, now we don't have to worry so much about burning all the loot.
Yes, the loot. Well, Katsu,
Which remind oh no, never mind. We threw those guys off the cliff.
we did.
Can't loot bodies that aren't there.
Nope. Which was one of the things you specifically wanted to try and do this campaign. For this weekend. What day
Session.
is it? Monday. This Monday, the session.
Oopsie.
That's okay,
Katsu-
guys.
Katsuo's
That's all right.
rich. He's not worried about loot.
And we're modest, so really the only one missing out here, obviously, is
No,
Hachisuka.
Shinto priests are not modest.
No,
They're not.
Oh god, no.
I was being facetious.
Either way, Katsuo's gonna make his
We wouldn't
way
be
into
able
the
to keep any
snow.
of our loot anyway, but hey.
Just stomping through. Okay, roll me dex.
So you don't slip on your ass.
So you don't slip on your ass.
15.
You don't slip on your ass.
Did you want
Congratulations.
All roll decks? As we
Yes.
keep up with,
Yes, you try and keep up with Katsuo.
He's just continuing to march forward.
I'm in my element. Kind of.
Kind
I
of.
think he can like ice skate his way across the terrain.
no, I'm pretty sure ice is water, technically speaking.
Yeah. That's too loud.
No worries.
There we go.
Ooh, the music's changed.
Yes.
I'm a unnatural blizzard, weird shit going on. I'm a cast Arcana right away here.
You also need to cast Dex so that you don't fall. Okay, you don't fall down. You perceive that there is definitely something freaky and odd and of a spiritual pseudo-magic-esque nature that is causing this unnatural degree of freezing, especially for this time of year in these mountains.
Okay.
Can I use an investigation roll to see which way this aura is coming from?
Sure. What were you gonna say, Korkor?
See if we can detect the cause nearby.
Sure. You feel that it is coming from to the sort of east of you, more the northeast, but immediately directly the east. It's not. It is much. And Tinos dies. It is much closer than it was. Whatever this source of this cold is.
Okay, we're gonna attempt to identify it. 1 second.
I think he's yelling at his cat.
Maybe.
You think his cat's okay?
That or else his
No,
cat
sir.
just broke something.
That's also a possibility.
Well, then the cat's definitely not okay.
I think he might be on the phone, actually.
Oh yeah, because they just do the little incision.
Or talking.
I think
Or he's talking to somebody in the background, yeah.
Maybe it's Bo.
I don't think Bo's talking back to him, Arch.
Yeah.
Bo will speak back.
Bo is the new best conversation. Core, you definitely feel that it is a presence similar to a spirit person. In fact, from your knowledge of spiritual-esque things, it might be what you mentioned earlier.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Neighbor, brother's friend was here.
Welcome back.
Hello, brother's friend.
She kind of wanders her way over to Katsuo and yanks on his armor slightly.
What?
I believe I have identified the spirit that has caused this.
You mean it's here somewhere?
Not perhaps here, but nearby, perhaps.
To the northeast, to be exact.
Do you think it will impede us?
Most
Absolutely.
Very well. Let us deal with it so that way our army can process through easier then.
wish to know what it is.
It does not matter. It must die.
Definitely.
Hachisuka gives his student a double head smash. This time
I
it
love-
hurt a little bit.
I really love the straightforwardness of his approach. Doesn't matter what it is, it has to die.
He looked at him like with the most disappointed look in the world.
What is it we are fighting?
I believe.
He says in the most
most
aggravated way.
possible.
Yeah.
I believe we're dealing with an exceptionally powerful Yukiona, my lord.
A Yuki Ono.
A snow maiden of sorts.
A woman who steals the heat of men, generally.
And I am to assume that she can't be reasoned with?
Oh, most definitely she can. Killing her with physical violence will be much more difficult.
So once again, politics is what will save the day.
Or perhaps your reproductive organs, if you're particularly brave.
What? Katsu just sort of looks at her.
Give it the D.
Give her the D.
Yukiona are especially fond of virile young men, shall we say.
Beautiful.
Indeed.
Looked over at Katsuo.
Katsu just looks.
Though,
Hachisuka doesn't say anything, but his head
I-
kind of just
if-
goes to the
if-
left.
If such things come to that, I suggest we, your Lord Hachisuka...
I refuse to cut off my genitals for a
Oh, no, she
Oni
doesn't. She
demon.
wishes you to use them, not to cut them off, my lord. More than likely.
Oh. I cannot do that.
I'm aware.
Its charisma is not good enough.
Yeah, his charisma's not good at all, remember? That's why Hachisuka's just kind
You
of
want to anyway.
I would not suggest you, my lord. Perhaps Lord Hachisuka or even Hideaki would be more suitable. You just got
I am
called out
married.
very politely.
Wow, really?
Katsuo did, yes.
Katsuo did, yeah.
No way.
Katsuo
Who's
is the least pretty person here.
I don't think that charisma indicates that,
Yes.
but
It does.
It
Yeah.
legit does.
Your
it just it
your
indicates
physical-
your physical appearance.
Yep. And your
Yes,
ability.
which is
Oh.
why if you have like 20 charisma, you look like
You're
sexy as
basically
fuck.
a sex god.
Holy shit! My dwarf in the other campaign must just be like a fucking Adonis because
Yes.
I have 18 charisma on that guy.
Oh god.
Yeah, so you look like
he's like-
fucking Rico Suave
You're
of
like,
dwarves.
You're like the Hugh Jackman of dwarves.
What's
Oh.
Hideaki's charisma?
He's same as mine. I think,
17.
Oh yeah, he's gorgeous.
Yeah,
We're both
Hideaki is
gorgeous.
gorgeous.
They're unnaturally beautiful.
You are like a sexy bald Jesus.
Yes. What's your charisma? Huh?
I think it's 14.
But he's married, so
Yeah, he already said that. He doesn't want any
Yeah,
of
I'm
that.
curious. Let's go look. His charisma is actually only 12.
Wait, really? No, I
Yep.
thought I had higher than that.
Now you have listed as 12.
Wish it was something?
You must have.
So what's Katsuo's 10?
Yep.
Okay.
Katsuo's
Average.
charisma. No, Katsuo's charisma is 11. He's only. He's
slightly
he's
above
in that
average.
awkward phase of his youth.
Wait, why did
So
Why is-
what we're
why did I
saying here
up
is
my
if
strength?
it comes to that, we're offering
Comes to
Hideaki
that,
to the Snow Woman.
Yeah. Just give her your golden shower. You've proven that you can spray people magnificently.
I know I had a 14. Oh well, whatever.
It doesn't matter.
I get to up to next level anyway. So.
Blast her with your mighty hose, Hideaki.
Oh, that's right, because I multi-class instead,
Yes.
and that's okay.
That
Yeah,
took-
you
Yep.
got it, boss.
Yep. I'll get it. I'll get that. Okay, got it. Never mind. I need charisma to be a warlock. That's why I was like, wait, I know I put some in there. And now I realize I didn't need it until this level. That's right. Never mind. Ignore me.
So I perhaps suggest my counterpart if such things need be done. Though generally, Yukiona are somewhat reasonable with other women. Somewhat.
Well then, if it comes to what it'll come to whatever it comes. Let us be off then. The sooner we can deal with this, the sooner we can continue. And I'd rather not have our army of mostly men march through this canyon to be her prey later on.
Indeed, you are wise, my lord.
Hachisuka mumbled to himself, at least it is not an Oni.
An Oni would be preferable. I can stab an Oni.
Hachisuka looked over at Katsuo like it was like an insult, because it was.
Most Oni are impervious to physical wounds, my lord.
You forget
What
that
is-
my brothers and most of the Hachisuka army was wiped out due to one.
Yep.
Your army.
I'm pretty sure, like, Onis in this particular, like...
I actually
they have-
didn't know this.
They have, like, physical wound resistance.
No, I
Yeah.
mean, I actually didn't know the backstory.
Ooh.
The regeneration also,
Yeah,
like,
Onis,
really,
Onis
really...
are, like, level 20 mobs.
Would Katsuo have known this backstory?
They
Yeah,
probably-
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I've said it multiple times, too.
Thanos should probably have shared that with you.
Oh.
If he didn't.
Oh.
Or you just didn't read it.
I
It's not
did.
an option.
No, I did.
Good job, Thanos. Arch.
Well, Katsuo looks and just sort of looks to the side for a second. Bows his head slightly in apology and then continues onward.
The one thing you do need to be aware of, though, is Oni is a very
Broad term.
encompassing term.
Yeah. I was
Ice
gonna say,
Onis are
like-
more specific in the D&D
Mhm.
setting. They're a specific
Yeah.
type.
I mean, there's still multiple types of them.
Yeah, there's still-
Yais, I think, are the ones I'm thinking of that I had. The three-eyed giants.
Oh, yeah, so, like, the top tier of Oni.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is Oni basically cover anything that comes from the Asian equivalent of hell?
Demon.
They're
Yeah.
not
I'll be right back.
extraordinarily strong, I don't believe. I mean, they're strong. I think they're like a CR 11 or 12, but
We're
I mean,
level 4.
it's true.
A CR12 Oni would own us. We would not even be able to hurt it.
It's extremely vulnerable to fire is their one weakness.
Oh, we don't have any fire.
It's true.
We have no fire spirits. We're in trouble.
It's why they're not as higher ranked, because they do a lot of damage, but
They have a weakness.
they have a very specific weakness.
Compared to, one of the other types of Oni who's just good at fighting forever.
Oh yeah, there's a few really spooked ones.
Yep.
We've left Hideaki behind in the trees.
Indeed.
He's taken a whiz, apparently.
There you go.
So Katsuo will be going to follow the river north.
East first, my lord.
We do have a direction.
Yeah. East or northeast?
Easterly north.
East northeast.
East, north.
Is this a frozen river, Cam? Or
It is not. The water is actually still moving, and it is fairly deep.
That's weird. That's very strange, considering it's.
And as Katsuo, as you get that close, roll me dex.
Oh Jesus.
Just Katsuo?
Katsuo, yeah.
She can't have my booty.
Hachisuka's.
So Katsuo and Hachisuka are at the river's edge, I guess.
Yep.
Indeed.
Hachisuka, you are fine. Katsuo, you hear some of the little bits of ice that are very close to that water crack.
Can Katsuo take a step back?
Yes, you may take a step back.
Katsuo takes a step back.
Okay.
The ice is very fragile here. Be careful.
How high are these tree branches right here, Cam?
They are pretty high. They're gonna be your height and half again as much.
Okay, so easily jumping range, though.
Maybe.
You're 1.5 times your height? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Dex. My Dex is absolutely ridiculous, and acrobatics lets you jump 10 feet.
Huh.
Yeah.
I think that's down, like, across, not up.
It is way easier to jump forward than it is
It
up.
is, and it's still only half, so that's not even 5 feet up. About probably
Also
3.
10 feet away.
It's 5 feet.
No, I said your height plus half again as much.
So it's a good
Yeah.
15 feet.
So 5 feet up, about. Wait, whoa.
You're about 6
Oh,
How
okay.
tall is... Yeah.
I'm
So
missing
how
the
tall is
percentage.
Hachisuka?
Hachisuka's about 6 foot, so I thought he was going to be
Yeah.
half as much, so it'd be 9 foot top, right?
It'd be a little above 9 feet, yeah.
Yeah.
Be right back. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
make
yeah,
a
I thought
little
so.
fast.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
not
It's
ridiculous.
also frozen solid.
I know.
Well, it's frozen. I'm not sure I'd use the word solid.
Trees are still trees. I'll do a perception check to see if this tree is able to be jumped on.
Proceed.
I mean, I'll let you jump for it. You can perceive
Is
that
this tree
maybe you
branch
can
that
grab
I
a
can-
branch.
Okay.
It looks grabbable.
Okay, cool. I will do an acrobatics check to get over.
Come on, one.
No.
You do a pretty slick looking leap up. You grab a branch. As you grab it, you hear it begin to crack, and you swing yourself onto another branch, and you make it across. However, the branch you used to get over is gone. It snaps and falls down into the river, and is swiftly carried away by the water.
And now I will continue to slash this tree's base, and with my slash, and try to get it to fall. Right.
It starts screaming.
What?
It screams. The second you cut into it again, it begins screaming.
What the fuck is this tree?
Oh, I know what this tree is.
Oh god. Am I in combat, K?
No.
No. You've got a tree that is screaming in pain. Are you gonna keep chopping at it?
No, Tachisuka will stop.
Feed the tree a healing potion.
That work? I don't think that
You can
works.
pour a healing potion on a tree.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's alive.
I'll pull out a
Counts.
pull out a cold one for my bro tree.
For your tree, bro. Okay. As you pour the healing potion on the tree, the heavy wound you seemed to cut into it begins to seal up, and the bark closes up. And the screaming stops. It goes quiet once more.
Hachisuka will knock on the tree. Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
It's Hachisuka's first move. Greeting them.
It doesn't respond to your knocking. It's if you got anything from it, it's almost as if have you ever hurt somebody's feelings and then they make a point to after you're trying to like wave them down or something afterwards, and they make a really pointed thing of like blanking you and turning their head away. The tree can't do this, but you get the distinct feeling that it is ignoring you.
Shino, on the other side of the river, after seeing Hachisuka leave over, begins speaking to the tree. And I apologize for Lord Hachisuka. He's somewhat crass and ignorant of certain spirits. Please do not hold it against him. About to persuade the tree, or just talk to him?
You can just talk to the tree. As you sort of apologize to the tree, you see a sort of teeny tiny white figure rise from where that branch was broken off. It's a curious little shape. It's sort of elongated. Its head is shaped kind of like an upside down gourd, with just a simple pair of black splotches for eyes and a black splotch for a mouth. And it sort of waggles its arms at you in a sort of acceptance, and then sinks back into its tree.
She smiles at the tree and bows her head before looking to Hachisuka. Must you offend every Kodama you come across?
I have no idea what this one is, and I cannot tell a tree, apparently, from a spirit. You guys will have to find another way around.
Indeed. She once again addresses the tree. Would you and your companions perhaps be able to assist me in crossing the river? I would make an offering on your behalf.
As you go to bribe the tree, it sort of shudders for a moment, and very, very slowly, with the sound of ice cracking, leans forward just enough where you can grab the same stronger branch that Hachisuka had snagged.
Very, very carefully, as so as not to break any of the leaves or branches, shimmies her way across. It takes quite a while. I assume I need to roll Dex or Strength, whichever you prefer.
Go with Dex so you don't slip.
Okay. I'm better at Dex than Strength anyway.
Yeah. The worry here is slipping. You don't slip. You sort of scootle across, and as you pass by, the first Kadama that you had spoken to sort of watches you from a branch, and another one appears a little further down the branch, and the third sort of pops up above Hachisuka and looks at him with its weird little sort of smooshed head and constantly sort of almost surprised looking expression.
Hachisuka just tilts his head, still very wary of spirits as he always is, and kind of just moves off to not be in the way.
And the others are AFK.
Oh, wait.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Welcome back.
What did I miss?
I think we're still waiting on...
Woman.
Okay. Woman, where?
Woman. Roman. I'll sum it up for you anyway. Hachisuka started cutting into the tree. The tree started screaming in pain. He poured a healing potion onto it, and the bark closed up, and a little Kadama, which are tree spirits, little spirits that inhabit trees, and other shrubbery sort of things. They're like tiny tree gods. Popped out and was sort of upset at Hachisuka, but at Shino's apology has forgiven them and has bent over to let you come across without Hachisuka's amazing acrobatics.
Oh my.
Sorry about that. I'm back.
Welcome back. Shino has crossed thanks to the Kadama's help. Kadama are the little spirits inhabiting the trees after Hachisuka inadvertently cut into it to try and knock the tree down and help everybody across. But the tree spirit has since been apologized to and is feeling very forgiving now.
I feel like we do a lot of that.
It's kind of our thing. That's why we
Yeah.
came.
Some people are a little quick to attack stuff, but that's okay.
Over by the tree, the collection of Kodama, who are probably still nearby, Shino gets a thing of incense made specifically of not made out of wood, but some other strange type of clay, and sits it before the tree, and it smells of spring.
Away. This pleases the little Kadama, and they do sort of a weird little bobble-headed dance, and seem to become almost a little more humanoid for a moment, and then they sink back into their tree. But they keep the tree in place so that Hideaki and Katsuo can try scrambling across with a dex roll.
Well, wait, I'm a water spirit. Can't I just, like, walk across the water?
Well, you
or something?
can. You're...
I don't know if you can walk across water. You could swim across it pretty easily, though.
Yeah, it won't bother you. You're fine. You don't really need help. But Katsuo needs help.
Katsuo will probably...
He'll
cast
die of
a-
hypothermia.
He also probably
And he
can't
also-
in his armor.
Yeah, he can't. He sinks very quickly.
Katsuo looks at the tree bridge and doesn't immediately move. Instead, his eyes fall towards the water. And he just goes very quiet as he stares at the water for a disconcerting amount of time, as if he were reliving a past life somewhere where passing such bodies never ended well for him.
I'm going to direct my little spirit to head across without me first, and then I guess I'll just swim across.
Alrighty.
While Katsuo monologues about
About his past
whether or
life.
not he should try to, yeah, whether or not he should cross this damn thing.
My lord, please do hurry. You will offend the Kodama if you dally for too long.
Very well. Then Katsuo moves to cross the bridge.
It's a branch. You literally
Branch.
shimmy yourself
Yep.
across, so you need to roll dex.
Yep. Yeah.
Hey.
Thank God.
Hey, you shimmy across without slipping at all. The Kadama sort of watch you scoot across, and then once you're on the other side, the tree straightens and resumes its position.
Shino offers the tree another bow of thanks. her very long hair kind of draping over the snow.
She makes sort of a little path as she goes everywhere.
I mean, following this particular group would not be very hard. If not the, destruction of mountains and lots of dead bodies. There's just, really obvious footprints.
We should perhaps leave instructions for the men not to cut down any of the trees here.
How do you
Would they even
propose-
know to follow us this way?
Yeah, I mean, how do you propose to do so, my lord?
Paper.
Do you have paper?
I don't believe
Hachisuke has paper.
last very long in this particular environment.
Hachizuka, advise.
About what exactly?
How do we leave a message for our men not to break down the trees here?
I can...
A moment, my lord. Digs into her robes and pulls out a very specific kind of rope. Adorned with odd paper-like seal. I'm sure Cam knows what I'm talking about.
I do! They're called Shimenawa.
Indeed. And she begins very carefully wrapping it around the tree. You'll need to, perhaps fashion something very similar to this to wrap around the rest of the nearby trees, perhaps. Though just one should suffice.
Let it be so then.
You'll probably all recognize it too. Well, Katsuo would anyway. I don't know about Hachisuka. How highborn is Hachisuka?
He's pretty up there. He would know what it. He would have an idea what it means. It's those ropes. Usually they have the little papers hanging down from them. They're for ritual purification. They're also to delineate what is a sacred space, especially around shrines. They're also really good wards against evil spirits.
That's the only one I have, so we're in some trouble if we come across any evil spirits.
Yep. But now you have two ways you can go. You can go south, or you can go east.
More east.
Yes, east.
We must find the woman and give her Hideaki's seed.
Jesus.
The thing is that we haven't said also Hideaki's technically not a man. I mean, yes,
That's a good point, but we don't know if they discriminate or not. That's probably
we
up
don't.
to you.
You guys are
Spirit monks
retreat.
not have penises?
No, it's more that he's not immortal.
He's not a person per se. He's a spirit person. He's technically of the ilk of this thing you are looking at, just not a malevolent spirit.
Yeah, basically, Shino and Hideaki are technically alive, but they're actually just embodiments of spirits.
Yeah.
Well, I'm about to embody that D if I have to.
Alrighty. You guys traverse a little ways and quickly find a pathway that leads you down towards a village. At least the outskirts of it. It looks like it's a sizable village. Unfortunately, there's some heavy snowdrifts, and when you arrive, the initial path is blocked, and you can't seem to get in.
I feel like I'm playing Neo again.
How tall is this?
It's taller than you. It's You're not gonna jump it.
But can I do like some jump on the side of boxes stuff?
It's very, very cold and frozen over. It's a good barrier. It's a good barrier, Brent.
Katsuo's gonna try and cut it.
I told him to do it. Hachizuka was like, I think I could just jump over that.
You could try, sure.
Because the barrier is made of wood, right? Or is it like ice?
Ice and wood, I think.
Ice and wood, yes.
Either way, Katsuo realizes there's no time. Wait, is this the way that is leading towards the Yukioni?
Yukiona. Well, you know that's the village.
This is the village we're supposed to be at?
This is your destination.
Wait, so this is the destination. This isn't. Wait, is the Yukiona in the village?
Would say you have arrived at your destination. If
Yes.
Tados is GPS.
yes,
So wait, so would everyone recognize that this is where we're supposed to be?
yes, I think.
Yeah, you know this is where you were aiming to get to.
Oh, in that case, that changes things. Katsuo would visibly sigh in relief and joy as they came to their destination, not even annoyed by this giant impediment just yet. It believes that they have fortified themselves in case of bandit attacks. We should call out to them and announce our arrival.
That is.
Hachizuka, do so.
Not the greatest.
Let us proceed with somewhat caution, my lord.
For example,
Part of me feels like Katsuo is actually a genius, and like he makes these ridiculous claim or just like calls for how we should proceed, and then he pins it on us. We should announce our presence. Hachizuka, do the work.
Yeah.
Do the heavy lifting here in case everything
He's
goes
prac-
awry.
He's practicing his politics. He's delegating.
See, just not this
You would propose caution.
Indeed. It is perhaps not the villagers who fortified this pass. For example.
Very well then. How shall we proceed?
There are any passages to go around this barrier?
There's a route north.
That's not very helpful.
No. But there doesn't seem to be any passage you can see. There's just a wall in your way.
Perhaps we can attempt to cross this wall quietly. If anybody wishes to attempt so. She very visibly discludes herself with her legendary climbing skills.
I can attempt.
Be cautious. The wall may have lingering effects on those who touch it. Perhaps. Just be careful.
Okay, well, Cam, I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do pretty much my climb check of all climb checks.
I believe in your climb ability.
Oh no,
Climbing ability.
I'm gonna
You
fall right on my
start-
face.
You start up it, and you lose your grip, and you slide down, and it's not very graceful, but you did your best, and that's what matters in the end.
I'll take a shot at it. I'll try to climb this thing. Even better.
You begin climbing, you slide down incredibly quickly, and you kind of land on top of Hachizuka.
Do you wish to attempt, my lord?
Katsuo face palms. Were this place still under the rule? Were this place still under the villagers' rule that are with us, then they can let us in. Were not, then I will not be like a ninja and sneak into the enemy's base.
My lord,
We shall announce our arrival.
you're certain.
At this, Katsuo takes a deep breath and raises his voice and lets out a bellow. And what is the name of this place again?
This place is called No.
Random village.
Random garbage village. No, you know what it's called. It's I wrote it down. Bum, 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 bum. You know it is called Tatsunoshu.
Totsuroshi?
Tatsunoshu.
Totsuroshi.
Te
Tatsu no shoe.
Te-
Tetsu.
Tetsunoshu.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tetsu has no
Damn it, man! You took Japanese.
I know, it's been many years. People of Tetsunotsu,
You still messed up.
I, Kageyori no Katsuo, son of... What's my father's name? I forget.
It's
Date,
Date.
No, I remember your own dad's name.
I, Kageyori no Katsuo, son
Oh,
of
that'll be
Date
easy.
son of Kageyori no Date, have arrived. We request entrance into your village.
There is no response.
Shino sighs loudly, and then, if you gentlemen will all excuse me and clear the way.
Very well. I shall clear the way.
She waits patiently for you all to move away from the wall.
Okay.
Shino then proceeds to blow up the wall.
Okay. How is Shino blowing up the wall?
She's going to shatter it inwards. I'll cast a spell and everything if I need to.
You will need to. You shatter it. You also damage one of the nearby buildings. And as you do this, you see
A skeleton pops out.
no, it's not a skeleton. You see a strange little figure, kind of zip out of sight. You only catch a glimpse of it, but it's definitely a weird itty bitty little figure, about the size of a child, and it kind of goes running. Well, not really, like quickly in almost an odd skipping gait. It ducks from this sort of this building entrance here around the corner over here and disappears from your view, but you see the flash of movement as you blast a hole in the wall right there.
Did we all see that, or just,
I think Shino's the only one looking straight through this giant hole she's made. If you want to roll perception, sure. So Katsuo saw it.
Well then.
Hideaki also saw it.
There's a thing.
Hachisuka, you saw a movement, but you didn't see what.
Katsuo sort of frowns and, seeing the movement, steps forward and past the rubble that Shino made.
Shino dusts off her hands and waits for the other three to pass through. Just in case.
Attention!
There.
I am Kageyori no Katsuo. There are people here. I demand your admittance.
Once again, you get no response. Tinus!
Oh, sorry. I zoned out.
Well then,
I'm tired. I'm sorry.
It's getting a little late on your guys' end.
We'll go ahead and wrap up then. As you make this commanding proclamation, you don't hear back from anybody. You have no response, and you no longer even see that movement. Instead, you seem to be in a large frozen village, by yourselves.
That's weird, but also not true.
This does not bode well.
Follows the rest of them through now that they're through. Looks back at the barrier as if expecting it to reconstruct itself or something.
It does not seem to immediately, no. It stays broken and out of your way. So, you are cold, you are alone, and you are in a half-frozen, kind of busted village.
Mission accomplished!
I love how always excited you are about it. So, hopefully we will find out what's going on next time
On Dragon Ball Z.
on Dragon Ball Z.